show, everybody.
Welcome, everyone.
We are with Miss Time of Dre.
Time of Dre.
And we are shooting a Yummy AF show.
That's right.
She is a food Instagrammer, social media diva.
That's right. That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
Sure, yeah, why not?
She does a fantastic job. Here's the thing about you, Dre. You came from nowhere. Like, there was, like, all of these, kind of, like, steady... Like I've said in the past, I've been on the scene for about 5 years, and, it was the same. And then all of a sudden, I was like, who's this lady? Where's she coming? And I think she's raised the bar here in Austin.
Ooh.
So she's everybody went from, simple food porn shots with their iPhone to, like... full photo shoot,
right.
So
yeah, I saw that. That was definitely different because you are a presence on your Instagram, unlike a lot of the food bloggers who it's only about food. So it's more. I feel like it's a style Instagram as much as it is a food Instagram. So
yeah, I really thought that adding my personal elements into it was going to be the difference. Mm-hmm. And that ended up being the case. I'm a big personality, and some people just aren't comfortable showing their faces, especially when it comes to food. But for me, I really wanted to be a part of the experience, and it worked out really well.
So you've been here, what, a year and a half now?
Under a year. I'm still under a year.
Really? Wow, okay.
August 19th will be my year anniversary.
Now, she has big news. She just, all of her fans know this, but she took a big leap, a big step of faith.
Okay.
And what was that?
I quit my job. Yeah.
Whoa.
I am full-time Time of Dre.
That's exciting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's full-time herself.
She's I'm full-time me now.
You know what?
No, but that's what it is, right?
It's
you're full-time you.
That's right.
You're
That's
full-time
right.
your passion.
Honestly, the biggest lie I ever believed was that I couldn't generate an income just being who I was.
Yeah.
And now I have thrown that in everyone's face and proven that, just being who I was actually was the secret to my success all along.
Yeah. And I think that that's the secret to anybody's success.
For sure.
Is, people are going to see authenticity. People are going to see realness, and they're going to appreciate that. And, especially with what social media has done in our society, it's kind of broken down the wall between media and reality. And unfortunately, some people have taken advantage of that. And, I think that the biggest call to success would be authenticity. Let's talk about, if you could, 2 places that you've been to recently that you're like, wow, I just was blown away. And then 2 places, we like to call them your pocket places. And that's just places that, you go to all the time. You love them. Maybe they fly under the radar. Maybe not everybody goes there, but they're your places.
Yeah, that's pretty easy, actually. I went to the opening of La Volpe downtown, which is...
Say that again?
La Volpe. It's the Fox in Italian.
Okay.
And it is a block away from Red Ash, and I think that that's why they get no love. But I went in there absolutely not invited in. I went on my own dime, and I walked out of there being like, that was easily one of the best meals I've had in Austin in a really long time.
And what are they, what kind of, is it?
It's Italian food, but I had steak and risotto, blue crab risotto, and charcuterie board and things like that. And it's a beautiful space. The other place that I have always loved, and this has just been like my spot, is Musashino. It's a sushi restaurant. They've been around forever. And listen, back in the day, they used to be off Far West Boulevard underneath Chinatown.
Yep.
I would drink red snapper shots with the bar staff there and be like in the booth after close. It was just like the coolest spot. The vibe has changed a little bit, but the food hasn't. Like, it's incredible.
Now they're kind of by university area.
They are. They're in a different location now.
I would say, for those who don't know, Musashino is kind of the grandfather sushi. Like Tyson Cole from Uchi trained there.
Absolutely.
The place that we went to the other night.
Fukumoto.
Have you been there? His son, Musashino's son, opened it on the east side, right next to Wright Brothers Brew and Brew, right in that same little building.
Yeah.
What's the next street up?
Oh, is it? You're right.
Remember, we had to walk down.
Yeah, we had to walk through the
it was
construction site. It was
fun.
amazing.
I was in a suit. It was great.
They are kind of the grandfather, if you trace the lineage of all great sushi in Austin, or most great sushi in Austin, it leads right back to Musashino. So, and everybody still to this day says, if you want classic, traditional, the best classic traditional sushi, for sure, Musashino.
Yeah.
Totally. And, nowadays I ask people their favorite sushi and they haven't even heard of Musashino, which just kind of breaks my heart a little bit because I know that Smokey and the people who used to work there like the real deal when it comes to sushi. A few pocket places, Pan 888, which is off Old Wharf. They are so slammed in there, lines out the door every single night, but every dish is under $8 and it is incredible.
So what are we eating there?
They have everything, but actually their chicken wings are like my favorite thing. And then they have a seafood like flat noodle. But
it's like Pan Asian.
Totally.
Gotcha.
And you walk in and it's, tons of tables, but like I said, $8 for everything. So you can just kind of go overboard and you walk out and you're like, whatever,
I spent $24.
Yeah, right.
That is a pocket place. And then my other is Aster's Ethiopian.
Oh, yeah.
Under I-35. Yeah. I think it's a little unassuming from the outside, but every time I go in there, I love what I get.
I love food experiences. Right. And Ethiopian cuisine is just designed that way.
For sure. I think I bought a Groupon for Aster's when I first moved here, and I never used it. So I think I have in my Groupon $10 I could use there.
Yeah.
I know, it's great.
Tell us what full-time time of dre means.
When I started Time of Dre, I really didn't have an end game. It was more of a passion project. I am a former pastry chef, so this was like, in my blood. As time came by, I realized that sponsored content wasn't going to be my cup of tea. Like it really isn't. I've done a few, but that's not really where I'm making my money. I'm making my money off of social media consulting. It is actually what I do for my career, or did up until the first. I started employing everything that I learned in my multiple year career in social media professionally to my own account. And I think that is what really helped me grow a lot quickly. And I was coming to it with a strategy. I wasn't just like winging pictures and guessing what I was going to post. I knew that this was more of a formulaic endeavor in some ways. And it really started to work. So people reach out to me more and more and more saying, okay, what's the deal? Like, tell me what's going on here. And it just became a consulting business. And I actually had an incredible call with one of my first students, and she left her full-time job today with her career on Instagram as well, which is so cool. So I'm basically a social media consultant that fronts as a food page.
Gotcha.
And I usually tell people, like, this is my resume. You want to see what I'm talking about. You want to see how an account is run with authenticity, personality, but just delivers good content. I hope that I'm following through with that every single day.
Sure.
She gives great content. And the reason why I hired her is she made a recommendation, and she just said, I post at 7:30 every morning. Well, I have posted at 9 o'clock at night my entire thing. Now, that was just because it was my side thing, and it's and it was easy. And I said, okay, I'll try that. And I started posting in the morning. And all of a sudden, like, my numbers just doubled and tripled.
Yeah.
And I hit her up, and I just said, "Hey, I just want to let you know, you actually know what you're talking about."
I hope so.
Right.
So here's the thing, folks. We've got people who watch this because they want great tips for places to eat. Yummy AF. But we've got people who are on Instagram, and they're saying, I get hit up sometimes. How do you do this? How do you guys grow? How are you monetizing? Yeah. What are you doing? And from young to old to men, women, it doesn't matter. And the key and the thing about it all is you look at an individual like this, and she just is putting that out there. I'm just like, hey, keep believing in yourself. Don't doubt you.
Yeah, right? You got this. Yeah. Follow your passion.
You do you, boo.
Yeah. But honestly, that is a huge part of sometimes what coaching is just the mindset shift of saying, like, you really have to have it in your head that you're going to be good at this stuff and try your best. And once people make that decision that this isn't going to be a hobby, this is going to be a thing, as I call it, then it'll become a thing if you let it.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for coming out. Thank you for sharing some great places.
Yes.
I got a new place to try.
Pan 888, do it.
Yeah. So when the budget's a little low, run over. I'm always looking. Well, I shouldn't say I'm always looking for cheap places, but it's nice to know where they are.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I'm
Of
looking
course,
for the
thank
cheap
you.
places.